What up guys? Today I'm going to be talking about why you shouldn't do Minecraft roleplays in 2020. So let's get right into it. So one of the main reasons why you shouldn't do Minecraft roleplays in 2020 is that time has passed. It's not as popular as it used to be back in its prime day, like 2014 and 2015. Now it's just not popular. Back then a lot of big YouTubers would be doing roleplays like Sam Gladiator, Sky Does Minecraft, and a bunch of others that you can think of. But now, since time has passed, it started to die down. Probably since 2016, roleplay started to die down. People still did them, but it wasn't as popular as it was back then. I started back around 2015, but if you try finding any videos of roleplays I did back then, it's deleted because I deleted it. I don't know why I did it. Now I find it stupid that I did that, but hey. Well, I can't do anything about it now, but the earliest you could find from me is 2016 to 2020, and yeah, I quit roleplays recently due to the lack of help, and yeah, so that's a perfect transition, I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna move right to the next part of the video, or the next reason, which is lack of help. Now, you don't really get that much help from people anymore with roleplays. Back then, like I said, it was popular, meaning a lot more people would want to help you with your role plays, and yeah, a bunch did, especially in 2017 when I first started my city roleplay on PS4. I'd get a lot of help, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. But while time has passed, like from 2018, from 2018 to 2019, and then 2019 or 2020, I'd get less people to help with each roleplay. That would mean I had to get help from my friends, which, especially with my friends, I wouldn't get as much help as I used to before. So now I had less friends to help me with my role plays, and especially less people. But I still had people who watched and asked to help with the role plays. And yeah, I did meet a lot of my friends from the role plays. I met a lot of good people. I did meet a lot of weird people and a lot of people I didn't like as well. So, it comes with downsides doing role plays and, meeting new people. Sometimes you meet some new people that you like. Sometimes you meet some that you don't like and that you don't want to ever talk to again, which I did meet a lot for sure. Not gonna lie about that. But yeah, lack of help. Not that much people help anymore, especially with this last roleplay, the zombie one, and the season 4 of my city roleplay. One of the worst times to do roleplays due to the lack of help. And when I would ask for help, people wouldn't join. And yeah, so the next reason is that people like to mess around a lot. People don't take Minecraft roleplays serious anymore. I don't know if people did take it back then. I mean, obviously, yeah, you want to have fun, but first you want to get the scene done, depending how you do it. If you record the whole episode, which I recommend not to do, I'd recommend doing scenes, which I do now. Back then I used to just improvise the whole episode. But what I would do is that I would do scenes, and in those scenes I'd be like, here, you guys do that, just make sure try to get the message through, or I'll tell them what the scene's about, then we'll try to do it. But then while doing the scene, people like to mess around, say stuff, and yes, it gets annoying. Obviously, yeah, you want to have fun, but we could do that after we finish the scene, getting ready for the next scene, or after we just finish the whole video. But it takes so long when you have people messing around during the video to actually finish the video, and that's why it took like 3 or 4 hours for my recent roleplay, or the episodes for my recent roleplays, to get done, because people like to mess around during recording. And yeah, it's just annoying. And yeah, especially with the lack of help. With the little help I had, the people that I had from oh god, what am I trying to say? All right, so even though I did have help, the people who helped like to mess around, and that wasn't good. Didn't like it. And yeah, so the next thing is overused plots or overused ideas. With every roleplay you see on YouTube or Minecraft roleplays, most of them is either a zombie one or just a city one where someone would move in to a new place, like a new house. Like if they move from another town to another town, or they moved in and then they go to school. That's basically how most roleplays go. I know some people did different roleplays. I did a different, like Men in Black, which I haven't seen. So I was like, bam, something different. So yeah, when you do roleplays, try to do something different. Don't always try to do the same thing, like a school, city, zombie one. I mean, you can, but just as long as like the rest of the story is different besides the beginning, because most of the time the beginning would be similar for like every roleplay. Like for a city one where you're moving in, then going to a new school. Obviously, yeah, it's going to be kind of, for mostly everyone, it'll be kind of similar because you're moving in, going to school. But if you can make the rest of the story way different, that will make your roleplay much better. And yeah, I tried doing that, where I moved in from another building, moved into a house, and yeah, I went from there. It went it went from me, going to school, then try to stopping a nuke from getting the city nuked. And yeah, it was pretty cool. So just try to make your stories different, try to make them unique, and try not to make them too boring though as well. So yeah, another thing, the last reason is going to be a little bunch of other mini reasons inside the big reason that I'm talking about. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So most of the roleplays I see now are not good. They are pretty trash, if I'm being honest. I'm not going to say from who or anything. Not my friends. Some are bad, in my opinion. But some, like from randoms I've seen, they're not good at all. So let's get right into it. So one of the main reasons, or one of the reasons, is editing. Some editing from people that I've seen do roleplays isn't that good. Most of the time is because it's Share Factory. I know Share Factory is a free editing software or app on PS4, and a lot of people use it. But if you can, which I mostly recommend, is that if you have a PC, to use the editing software on PC instead of Share Factory. I haven't used Share Factory, so I don't know if it's better. Obviously, PC is better in every way. But yeah, I might use Share Factory to edit one video, see how it is, see how it turns out, because most of the Share Factory videos I see aren't that good. So try to improve in your editing, and yeah, try to make your roleplays as best as you can. Another thing I want to talk about is the way people record their roleplays. So when it comes to recording a roleplay, you pretty much got two ways you can record. You can either record a first person point of view, and then you got another, I guess what I call is a cinematog. Frick, what am I trying to say? Just a point of view which is not you, like you're the camera person and you're recording the people. So someone else, like if you're playing someone else could play your skin and then you voice them. So I guess you could say from a third person type point of view, something like that. So those are the two ways that you can record a role play. I personally did both, which I like cinematic shots where you're showing the person or whoever walking. They're pretty nice. So if you can, try to do as much cinematic shots as possible, because they are the best, even though they do take a little while. In the end, they make your video a lot more better. And yeah, but when it also comes to cinematic shots, what I see a lot of people do, which I don't like, you can use what I tell you or not at all. But yeah, what I see people sometimes do is that they would follow the person, which could be done the right way, but most of the time when I see people do it, is done the wrong way. So for example, let's say someone is walking in their house, right? Normally, from what I would see, a person would follow the person in the air, and then they would start doing all these random turns and stuff, and it just not look good at all. So what I recommend is like following the person, just one direction. Try not to move at all, like, any direction, 360 or anything. You can do it, but it just won't look that good. So you can follow them, and let's say they take a turn, right? Instead of following them, you cut it right there and then go to another point of view and then have them continue walking, and it just looks more better. So just that comes down to the editing as well. Try to put everything together. When it comes down to cinematic shots, you're going to have a lot of shots, meaning you're going to have to go a lot of places, like a lot of angles and stuff. And yeah, just try to make it as best as you can. And yeah, so another thing is people. A lot of the people that I see in other role plays from people is that, they aren't that good actually. Like, they don't really fit their roles. I know in some of my role plays, some people didn't fit their roles, and that was what I had to work with. And yeah, I understand if those are the people you have to work with. But if you have more other people that can be more better, try to get them. Some people, sometimes they don't fit their role, or they just can't role play. Another thing is the sound. So with the sound, there's two things I want to talk about. First, we got the editing, and another is people's mics. So right now we're going to head over to the editing. So with editing, I see that sometimes when someone puts music on a video, a roleplay video, either the music's too low or too high. Most of the time it's too high, where to the point you can't hear the person talking. So if it's a shot where two people are talking and music's playing, you can barely hear the two people talking. So try to balance it. And yeah, so going back to Share Factory, I know some people use Share Factory. I don't know if there's a way you can do that, like we can balance it. And if you can't, just don't put music at all in the shot. or just try to fix it, try to balance it as much as you can to where it's not as loud as the people. And personally, just make the music a little lower to the point where you can still hear it, but just not louder than the people talking. So yeah, now is, oh wait, we're still on sound, but the other part is people's mics. Some people's mics are absolute dookie. And when I say that, I mean either it's echoey, which echoes aren't that good. You don't want to have echoes from people's mics, or you just can't hear them at all. For example, it'd be because they'd have not allow your voice to be shared on, which make sure that's on for the person who's talking in the scene. And to do that, I'd recommend to do a little test clip where you would record everyone and be like, hey, say something. And then they would say something like hi or hello. And then you would check the clip afterwards and see if their mic is on or if it's too loud. Another thing, make sure the person's mic isn't too loud, where if you're talking and they're talking, that their voice isn't higher than yours. Try to make sure they're both at the same level. And yeah, so just make sure that their other person's mic isn't bad when you're checking the clip out. And the last two things I have to talk about is the story. I think I already talked about this with the overused plots, but with stories, just try to make them creative. If you're working with something like a zombie or city role play, most of the time it'll kind of be generic, but if you can, try to make it as creative as you can, put your best into it, put everything into it that you can. And if you don't want to do a zombie or city roleplay, which not a lot of people do, just do something creative. Make a new type of thing. Like if you've seen a movie that you like, try to do a roleplay of the movie, or try to make your own version. Like try to do like a mystery roleplay or something space related, something like that, because obviously there's not that much of it. There's mostly just city and zombie roleplays, but try to branch out from that. And the last thing is length. A lot of the video lengths that I see from people when I watch role plays is around like 20-30 minutes. Personally, I would not watch that, and I know a lot of other people wouldn't watch that. But when it comes to things like TV shows, people would obviously watch it because you have like professional writers stuff writing it, so you can get immersed and have your full attention to the show. And then we also got the commercials that come in, so it splits it. So you get to take a little break from it, then come back, watch it again. But when it comes to role plays, not a lot of people are going to watch the whole video or episode that you're doing. So I'd recommend just to leave it around 10 or 15 minutes, the video. If you can't have it between 15 minutes, it has to be longer, then sure, go ahead. But try not to go any more longer than 15, because after that, people just lose interest in the video. And yeah, personally, like I said, I wouldn't watch any video longer than 15 minutes. I'll just start to skip around. And yeah, just try to make sure the plot, the story is interesting so people don't get bored easily. And yeah, that's about it for why you shouldn't do Minecraft roleplays in 2020. If you feel otherwise and you still want to do roleplays, go ahead, but just be warned that from what I told you, that those things could happen and most definitely will happen. So just, go ahead before you do a roleplay, just make sure you have that in mind. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys in the next video, and goodbye.